John Neal Jr., your professor. Welcome to Time to Get It Monday. How are you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student and listeners? I hope that you're doing fine. Well, today we have a wonderful lesson. It is storms in your life, right? So what kind of storms are we dealing with in our life? I guarantee we're all dealing with some sort of storm, right? Have you ever thought about life in terms of it just being like the weather? What happens to us when it rains? What happens to your attitude when you see thunder and lightning, right? Does it change your attitude? Reflect back when it's sunny. How's your attitude? Are you happy? Are you excited? Right? How does that change your perception? Does it change you as a person? Does it change you as an individual? Well, absolutely it does. But should it? Right? Should the weather affect the way you think? Does the weather affect your opportunities? Do you get paid less money because it's raining? Or if it's sunny, do you get paid more money because it's sunny? No, right? The answer is no and no. But why do we change our mindsets towards people when the weather doesn't benefit how we think it should be? Right? But we do it anyways, don't we? I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student and listeners. Why do we let the weather control our destiny? Do you know if we measure the weather, if we measure the fall, the winter, the spring, the summer, and we look at it and we analyze for what the weather is going to bring us during that period, then we can make sure that we don't let that overcome us. Fall time, you know you're going to see lots of leaves. What happens if you don't like leaves? It doesn't even matter. Fall's going to happen because that's human nature. What about wintertime when it's raining and it's snowing? You have to accept the fact that it's going to rain. It's going to snow. You have to accept that, right? What about in the spring? If you have allergies and the flowers are blooming and stuff like that and it's going to affect you, you have to accept that. In the summertime, which most people accept, right? The sunshine, the water sports, the vacations, right? That's fun, right? But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student and listeners, life is funny. Life is like the weather. Storms are the weather, right? The storms are in our life. So if we look at the fall, the winter, the spring, and you think about those three seasons prepare you for the summer. It's just like that in our lives, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student and listeners. We have to prepare ourselves to have that vacation. In the fall, we must prepare ourselves for getting ready mentally. In the winter, we got to make sure that we're together physically and mentally, right? And then in the spring, we got to make sure everything goes together, and also we're having these cohesive relationships, right? So if we're taking care of our mental, we're taking care of our physical, we're taking care of our relationships, there's no way that our lives can be wonderful and fruitful. But when we get to summer, that's like our leisure. But sometimes what we got to do is we have to work through our leisure. Sometimes we have to work through our summer. But most people don't want to do that, right? They want to have fun all the time. And then when it comes to looking at other people who are driving the Mercedes or who are living on a house on a hill, or we look at the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's, and we look at the Eric Thomases and all the people out there that are successful and are doing it, those people work. They all have something in common. They're going to work when it's raining. They're going to work when it's snowing. They're going to work when it's hailing. They're going to work when everybody's having fun. They're working. I guarantee you, if you have a conversation with successful people, they all have a common denominator. They all have a common factor that allowed them to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student and listeners, if you want it, you got to weather the storm. Don't let the storms of your life dictate what you're going to do and what you're going to become. Because let me tell you something about life. You become what you think about. If you have a nasty mindset and you're disrespectful, guess what? You're going to become a disrespectful person. If you want to be a positive person, you got to have positive thoughts. Nobody makes you become the person that you are to become except for the decisions that you are making at this point in time in your life. If you decide right now, I want to have a career. If you want to decide right now, I want to go back to school. If you want to decide right now, I want healthy relationships, healthy people around me. You want to decide right now, I want to lose that weight. Whatever your goal is, whether it's small, medium, or large, and even on a greater scale, maybe running a marathon, whatever that goal may be, look at what it is, identify what storms that you're going to have to weather to get there, write them down, and start marching one step at a time. You can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student listeners, thank you for tuning in to Time to Get It Monday. And if you are not enrolled yet in the University of Inspire, please enroll. It will help change your life. I guarantee you. More so than anything, please take this message to heart. Like, subscribe, and share. Why? Because you can do it. You know why? I believe in you.